A Salvation Army Christmas. So back when I was growing up on Peaks Island, Maine, I was always amazed every single Christmas, man, how we always had presents under the Christmas tree, and a bunch of them. I was like stunned because we didn't have any. I mean, just like, what? Presents? I was always thought this would be the year we didn't have anything. And we always had presents. And I never understood why. I said, like my dad was gone, and somehow my mom was still, it's weird, man. It's maybe Grammy and Grampy were able to front some money to us. I don't know. But we always had presents. And it turns out, what my mom told me when I was older is that the Smith family, 4 doors down, 3 doors down or something like that, the husband of the Smith family, the dad, the patriarch, was active in the Salvation Army. And I guess he used to bring the presents up from the Salvation Army. And I was just thinking about this today. It's like, I don't know anyone else who had a divorced parents growing up. It's just me, man. It's crazy. I don't remember anyone with divorced parents. I'm sure there was. Again, I lived on an island. It was, 600 people or something like that in the wintertime. But I just would call it. It's like, we must have been the only people with divorced family. I mean, I had a friend whose mom got divorced. She got remarried. But she was, he was, married. His mom was remarried. But I don't remember anyone who I used to hang out with who didn't have a mom and a dad. And so when my dad was gone, when he left, I was 10 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, something like that. And I wondered if we were getting sympathy because it was just my mom, and my mom was having a hard time with it. Let's just put it that way. Just having a hard time with it. There's just no ways around that. And I just wonder if we got like the sympathy for the Salvation Army or whatever. But I just know my mom had 3 young kids. Me, and so let's say I was 10. My brother was 5. My sister was 3. And she wouldn't make any money. She's working part-time as a bookkeeper in Portland and trying to raise a family, man. And she wouldn't get any help from my dad. I know that. And anyway, I would never forget just thinking, I'd go to bed the night before thinking, man, this is going to be it. Not going to be anything. And then every single time we'd wake up and the Christmas tree would be bright, and there'd be stuff on, like, just what I thought was just amazing how many presents were under there. It was like the best feeling in the world that Santa, I can't remember if I believed in Santa by this time or not, I don't recall, but that we weren't forgotten. Yeah, and just the moral of the story is, it's easy to think in America everybody's good, everybody's got presents and stuff, and we used to give money to the church. We still give, we'd have the Christmas tree. They used to have I forgot what it's called, but they put, like, the kid would put up, Alejandro would put up a thing on a Christmas tree, what he wanted for Christmas, and the people would go in there and buy him the presents and stuff like that. I can't remember what it's called. It's just whatever it is, Christmas Santa. Anyway, I can't remember what it's called. If you remember what that's called, put it in the show notes. And we know there's a lot of issues with that in terms of, like, who's getting the presents. Are they just greedy? I would trust me, man. In a Catholic Church, let's just put it this way. There's plenty of people who take advantage of the Catholic Church. Let's just put it that way. And I don't want to say much more. Catholic Charities, for instance, not a very good organization in a lot of ways in terms of bringing illegal immigrants over here. But, at the end of the day, they're trying to fulfill their mission to help poor people, and they get taken advantage of. Now, I think the Catholic Charities should be audited without question, how much they're getting from the government money, bringing illegal immigrants over here and hiding them and whatnot. Damn, the whole Catholic Church should. That's why we should have no tax deductions for organizations, any organization, because they take advantage of the tax code to hurt the taxpayers without question. But at the end of the day, the Catholic Charities, their mission, as any Catholic, is to help the poor. And Catholic Charities say, we're helping the poor. Yeah, but those poor people are snakes. A lot of these guys are snaking you, man. And just because you're a holier-than-thou Catholic, self-righteous, man, you're getting taken advantage of. Because there are a lot of poor people out there who aren't being served. Because basically, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And I know that for a fact. But be that as it may. So I know there's some issues in terms of, helping some of these charities and whatnot. But just remember, man, at the end of the day, there was a kid like me, with a little brother and sister who were too young to know what was going on, but I did. And I just remember, man, we needed one of the hardest things in my childhood memories. We needed to get these markers, and they cost like 36 cents or something like that. I can't remember the exact amount. And my mom didn't have the money for it. I'll never forget. I said, Mom, it's just like 35 cents. I just remember it's like a 6. I needed a penny as well. I can't remember what it was. And I just remember, Mom, if I don't, I'm going to be the only one that colored markers. You know what I'm saying? And this little kid, that's embarrassing, you know? And that's how bad it was. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember, I can't. Anyway, so she finally was able to scrape up the 36 cents or whatever it was. It's not very much money. But she made it very known to me that, you know, this wasn't easy for her. I remember when I want to play sports, you know, you had to get a physical, and my mom was not going to cost. It's funny, my wife was telling me the same thing her mom used to say. I said, what's the big deal? Just get a physical. How much is it going to cost? It's like $20. I don't know. It's like, I need the physical to play sports. It's funny, my wife's mom said the same damn thing. It's cracking me up. But I mean, so for me, I was just like, and then we had just, we got a chance to go on a field trip down to the Quincy Market in Boston, and my mom didn't give me money. I'll never forget this, going down to Quincy Market, and I had no money, and all these other kids were getting ice cream cones and stuff like that, and I just, dude, it's, you know, it is, you know, Einstein, theory of relativity. I mean, while that may or may not be fake, there's certainly some issues with that. The theory of relativity, financial security is based on what other people are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had 3 hots on a cot, but because other people at Quincy Market were getting ice cream cones and lunches down there, I had nothing. I felt poor. You see what I'm saying? And because I had no colored markers, I had felt poor, even though I wasn't poor in the overall scheme of the world. But in terms of my little, you know, place in the world, I was. And it's embarrassing, dude. Anyway, so just, I don't know why I'm just driving. I just dropped my wife and my 2 daughters off at the airport so they can go to Europe for 10 days. And figure I'd just share that Salvation Army story with it, how much of a blessing it was to wake up. I mean, you go to bed at night not knowing there's going to be any Christmas presents. We used to have like a Santa swap with our friends down the street, and I used to think that'd be the only present I'd get, you know what I'm saying? And one of my friends was kind of wealthy, for the island at least, and you know, they give us stuff, and I said, oh, this is going to be the best, probably the only present I get, so enjoy it. And that, you know, so we go home at night, and my brother and sister were like, oh, Santa's coming. I was like, I remember just being nervous, like, no, he's not. And just wake up the next morning, because I always wake up early, and seeing presents under there with the illumination of the Christmas tree, and just like lights on the Christmas tree, just thinking, oh, praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really praise the Lord back then because I didn't know any better, but I was like, man, thanks. Because I said, at least we'll have something. At least I can tell my friends I had something. Anyway, so God bless. Merry Christmas. Happy, you know, what does Tiny Tim say? Merry Christmas to all. And to all a good night. We'll see you.